Welcome, Kim, to the Faculty of Health, and welcome to my office. It's a pleasure to have you up here.
Brenda, it's great to be here.
And great that you were able to share some time with us. So I've just got a few kind of more academic-like questions and then some fun questions to go over with. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, and I haven't seen these in advance, so I'm looking forward to them.
So I got them written down, so here we go. So, from your perspective, in the President's office, what are your perceptions of the Faculty of Health?
Okay, so that is a great question. So I would say it's super dynamic, really committed to thinking about how to work together, very integrated approach to thinking about health, committed to making a difference for students, and super strategic, like fascinatingly strategic and focused.
Wow, I feel seen a little bit, hopefully. No, that's a great answer. I think you'll make Susie happy around the strategy piece.
Yeah. Well, the strategy work you've been doing is amazing, and I loved getting a chance to watch the video that you did of the strategic plan unveiling and conversations with colleagues. That was like amazing.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. Okay, well, that was an easier start. So the next question. What opportunities and challenges do you foresee for our faculty?
Well, it's clear that the pace of things is a massive challenge, right? The need we have across every single portfolio that the Faculty of Health touches is huge. The pressures that people working in health fields have been feeling over the last decade, frankly exacerbated by the last 3 or 4 years, are incredible. And so I worry about the faculty's ability to keep pace with the demands for change and to be able to stay attuned, I think, to the massive difference that you're making to the province and the country and the work that you're doing. It's really hard, I think, to hang on to the sort of enormity of the project you're up against when it's confronted with the daily grind of the work that you're trying to get done.
Yeah, the pace of things is hard, but I gotta say the commitment of our people here in the faculty is extraordinary. So thinking about those opportunities and challenges, how do you envision working with the Faculty of Health over the next year?
So I would ask you that question, Brenda.
Of course you would.
Thinking about the opportunities and challenges, how do you think we can be helpful, I think is the question I'd ask.
Yeah. I think when called upon with our government partners to respond to a request, whether it's a new program or expansion, I think sometimes the support from the President's office and the Provost's office is helpful.
Yep.
When we are kind of getting down to, well, we can't have any more students without more space.
Yeah.
That's where the leverage of what are the plans, how can we plan for the future. The possibilities of expansion, I think, are great, but the ability to do so, I think, is a bit challenged.
Yeah, so I think there's my list. Support, think about space and capital, think about how we can be helpful in terms of the partnerships that the faculty has with government, but I'm sure also with industry and other partners.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. The last kind of formal question, how can the faculty support you in accomplishing your priorities?
Look, I think my priorities, I hope, are just deeply aligned with what your priorities are. And so when I think about each of the faculties around campus and the brilliant cohort of deans that we have and the work that they're doing, the best job in the President's shop is to listen to, try to understand, and be helpful in advancing those priorities. And what I've loved about working with the Faculty of Health and your vision here and the work of colleagues in the faculty is that you've got a clear vision, you've got a strong mission, you've got a set of directions, and you've done an amazing job of communicating those across campus. And so when you give me the list of your 3 things that you think I should be attending to, I'm not surprised by any of them. And I just think that's great. I mean, that's kind of the best roadmap for life at the university that we can have.
Great. Okay, so some fun questions, because I promised you we would have a little bit of fun. You have not seen these, so I think quick answers is fine. Rapid fire. First concert you ever went to?
Well, that's a good question. Maybe Chicago. It's possible it was Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of
I could sing some of those
there.
songs,
No
but I
idea
spare
who
you.
Chicago is.
I know. Chicago, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, now you can look it up and listen to it
Okay.
if you haven't heard of it before.
Good.
Yeah.
What's something you wish more people knew about you?
Oh, I don't think there's anything. I feel like I've been around this campus long enough that I feel like actually I'd like to take back some of the things that people know about me and start again, maybe. I don't know. I think I can make soup dumplings. I think that's actually quite a good skill.
That is a good skill.
Yeah.
Maybe lessons for the deans someday.
Yeah.
Whoops, there goes my questions. Okay. All right. How would the president's office staff describe you?
That's unfair. That's unfair. I mean, that's a good question. I think so. I think we're building our sense of each other. We've only been together now for 3 months. I think adjusting to the different styles and kind of priorities of each of those presidents has probably been quite challenging. And so, I think we're trying to feel our way around how we do things in a way that's fun for campus, in a way that attends to the human needs here, and in a way that really thinks about where we should be spending our time and effort to make the most impact. And I don't think we've hit our rhythm yet, but I think we're working together on all 3 of those things. But probably they'd say I'm hitting under the margin on all 3 of them. But that they're in sight. They're in sight. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I suspect you're having some fun too.
Yeah. There's some fun in the mix, but there could be more fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always more fun. All right. Where are you the happiest?
I love, I know this is going to sound terrible, and it's a terrible question, first of all, but, because what can you say to that? And this will sound terrible, but I love working. I love being at work. I love the projects that we're doing here, and I just feel like, this is just genuinely how I live it. Every day we have the chance to move the dial on something that makes a difference to students, to what we know about the world or what we're doing in the world, and it just does not get better than that. So that is my happy place, is being immersed in one of those projects that's making a difference in one of those spaces. And I love being at home and hanging out with my family and making soup dumplings. Yeah.
Well, I know the strategy piece that we're kind of formalizing. That's the best part of the job, when you can do those strategic things that impact the students and whatnot. There's nothing worse than just the day-to-day always. Yeah.
And I think it's for me, it's important to remember that as long as the day-to-day are pieces towards those changes, it's great. And then the hard thing is being able to look at what you've done every day and look at what sort of filled your day and ask yourself, were there things that we did in the day that actually didn't advance any of those projects? And if there are, what would it take to stop doing those things? And I think that is actually kind of a hard question. But the joy comes from feeling like those daily little things are actually advancing the bigger strategic things.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
This might be my favorite question, but it's a little bit strange, but we'll go. One word to describe yourself in 7th grade.
Oh, 7th grade. I have to even try to remember what I was doing in 7th. Well, nerdy.
Nerdy?
Oh, so nerdy.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's just generic, but in grade 7 it was really acute. Yeah.
And then one word to describe yourself now.
Nerdy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Less acute, but still nerdy. Yeah.
All right. So I have this little itty bitty tiny thank you card, and the challenge of this card is I don't know what it says.
Oh, okay.
So, but I'm going to pop it open and read it.
Okay.
As a thank you to you.
Okay.
Okay. So on the outside, you're awesome.
Okay.
And on the inside, you were made for amazing things.
Cool.
That is your card.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for just sharing some time and, some thoughts about our faculty and a little bit of fun.
Thanks for suggesting this. It was awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.